Hello everyone. Today I want to share another Bible journaling video with you. I'm working in Psalm 99 and 100. I'm adding a non-stick craft sheet behind my page because I'm going to use multimedia on top of it and this will prevent the pages to stick together. I'm using liquitex matte gel. This is a transparent gel which you can use as a base coat for your page. And it is a wet medium, so it will wrinkle your pages. The pages from the Dutch journaling Bibles are very thin, so it'll show up even more in this film. But when it dries, it will straighten out. Most of the time I will let it air dry, but this time I'm using a heat tool to dry it. Most of the time the air drying worked out pretty well, so I think I will do that next time, but you have to wait a lot longer. This time the wrinkling was pretty bad after drying the page. You should be able to straighten it out with the drying by pulling the pages a bit straighter, but that just didn't work for me this time. Here you can see I'm drying the page. I'm just waiting till everything is dry so I can work on top of it immediately. I'm using acrylics this time, but I'm adding a lot of water so they will become transparent. Now I'm using two colors for the background. I'm adding the water to the palette so I can see how translucent the paint becomes. And then I will add it to my page with my paintbrush. When I think the color is a bit too dark, I will add more water to it. And this time I'm trying to blend it out a bit so there are no hard edges. This is a bit hard to do with your paintbrush, so I'm using a paper towel to soften the edges. I'm just using it in the wet paint, and this will lift up some of the paint, so it will fade away in the background more. When I started this page, I was thinking I would only do Psalm 100, and I would use the top of the page another time for Psalm 99. But when I was working on the page, I realized that Psalm 99 and 100 could really match my theme both, so I decided to combine them both on this page and both on the theme of Forever. So I could have just colored the whole page, but I don't mind in the end. Here I'm adding more water to the other color. It's a brighter pink instead of purple. And I'm adding that to the other side of the page. When I started I thought I would stay away a bit from the edges because they curled up pretty bad, but when I realized my paint was straightening it out, I added more paint to the sides too. And it helped to straighten my page. This time I added a white paper behind my page. This is because of the wet paint I'm using, and it will dry faster on the white paper instead of the craft sheet. This prevents the backside of my paper to become pink too, because as you see I add a lot of pink to the white paper and this would be on the back of my page otherwise. I'm using these ribbons from Kaisercraft for the left side of my page. And I've chosen the word forever and the meaning of forever and another small version of the word. I will just rub these pieces onto my page. With these black ribbons it's pretty easy to see which part of the ribbon you've already transferred to your page, because they will become a bit more grey than the rest of the ribbon. So you can just rub this whole piece and you will see it become more grey than black. And when you're ready you can lift it up really slowly so you can see if you really got everything. And when you miss a little spot you can just put it back on and rub again so it will stick to your page. I'm using these ribbons from Amy Tangerine for the other side of my page. They got a lot of pretty colored backgrounds or elements you can use. So I'm using this one first. This will become a background for my stamping. I'm using Ranger Archival black ink to stamp with, and stamps from Sweden Sassy Stamps. I will put a link in the description. The surface of my page became a little bit more slick because of using the multi-medium, so I'm drying it with a heat gun to prevent any smudges, because the ink will stay wet a bit longer than on just regular paper. And this way I can stamp the other word above it without worrying if I would smudge the ink beneath. When I'm done with these words, I will add a couple of more ribbons, just some decorative elements. This is one with a couple of tiny hearts, and I will add some larger hearts too. After that I will add the journaling to my page. I started with this sentence at the bottom, because I knew I wanted that with Psalm 100. But after that I realized that I wanted to combine it with Psalm 99, so I'll add the journaling for that above this part. I'm using a black Faber-Castell Pit brush pen. In use with multi-medium, this pen won't bleed. It's an archival ink and it's permanent, so you can use watercolors on top of it. I knew I wouldn't use that on this page, but I just like to have the option to add watercolors. The journaling on this page will finish it, so that's all I've got to say today. And I hope you got inspired and that you can use this on a page for yourself too. I will add a link to my blog in the description. Here I will tell a bit more about the page and the materials I used. I hope you liked my video, and if you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.